Hi there and welcome back to Barre Sculpt. Today we're going to be doing a stability-based bar. So all you're going to need is your mat and a yoga block. However, if you don't have a yoga block, don't worry, all of this can be done without it. That being said, also if you find that the stability becomes a little bit too unstable or you feel like it's just not great for your knees, you can still get rid of the block. It's totally fine. You can still participate with or without it. So that being said, let's roll out your mat and get going. We're going to start by taking the feet nice and wide for our warm-up. We take a deep breath in, reaching the hands up. Then exhale out. Again, nice deep breath in. And exhale out. Last time, breathing in. And exhale out, bringing the hands down by the side, rolling the shoulders up and back. We open out the chest, keeping the elbows nice and soft, closing down the eyes if that feels nice. We're going to circle for 3. We're going to circle for 2. And 1. Taking it up and forward the other way. Nice big circle forward. And forward. 3. We go for 2. And 1. Soften shoulders down. We take a nice deep breath in, reaching hands up once again. Interlace palms. This time we take a big stretch up towards the ceiling. If you wish to take a small high release, you can. Draw shoulders away from the ears and think about lifting the sternum up to the sky. We don't want to sink into the back. You want to think tailbone down, core nice and strong, and upward lift through that heart center. Bring it back, draw the shoulders down away from the ears. We lift up and over to the side. We release the palm, little reaches over 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Coming back to center, re-interlace palms, pressing heels of the hands up. Shoulders down, ribs in, lift up and over other side. Reach along, keep the hips still, release the palm. Little reaches over and over. We've got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Coming back to center, sweep the hands behind you, interlace the palms, push the heart center forward. We open out the chest, lift the eye line up. If you wish, you can lift those hands a little bit further away from the hips. Tailbone is still drawing down. I'm going to go ahead and face towards that diagonal so you can just see a little bit more what's going on. We take a nice deep breath in through the nose, expand. Exhale, chin to chest, diving forward, forward fold, letting the hands be nice and heavy behind the back of the head. Option to soften the knees here, whatever feels best. Then we release the hands down to the mat. Option to hold the elbows as you take a little sway right to left, side to side. Just letting the hips sway. If you need a bit more support, you can always bring your hands onto your shins or even onto the tops of the thighs if you really want to lift the chest up a little bit more. But either way, you're going to get that little transference of weight. And then we come back to center, releasing the hands down. Nod the head yes. Shaking the head no. And then bring the head back to center. We take a little bit of a softening of the knees. Nice big bend, pressing the heels down into the mat. Then we stretch the legs to lift. We take a bend, and then we stretch. We bend and stretch. 2 more. Big bend and stretch. From here, we soften the knees, we gently roll up through the spine, stacking bone by bone. Head is going to be the final thing to come up. Lovely. We're going to go ahead and step to the back end of our mat now. Feet are going to go just that little bit wider than hip distance apart. We take a nice deep breath in, reaching the hands high. Exhale, chin to chest. Exhale out, and we walk out into a high plank. Hands underneath the shoulders, really push the floor away, squeezing the abs. 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bending knees, walking back. Heels down, rolling up. Again, nice deep breath in. We reach hands high. Exhale. Walking out. Taking that little hold for 5, for 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend knees, coming back. Heels down, rolling up. 2 more times. Nice deep breath in. We reach those hands up high. Exhale, chin to chest. Walking out to plank. We hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend knees, walking back. Last time, rolling up through the spine. We take a deep breath in. Very last time we breathe. Exhale, chin to chest. Coming all the way out to the plank, and we take a 10-second hold this time. So pushing 4 away, separate shoulder blades, ribs in, abs tight. Feel that 2-way pull out through crown of head and out through the heels of the feet. Holding 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Downward dog, pushing the hips high. Take a little pedal through the heels, right to left, side to side. Just gently walking those heels down, giving them a little push into the mat. 4, 3, 4, 2, and 1. Pressing both heels down, we rise to the balls of the feet, ripple forward. We take a little tap of the knees to the mat, then send those hips up nice and high. Rise to the balls of the feet, little tap, and send it back. Rise, little tap, send it back. Rise, tap, and back. Last one. Rise, tap. We hold those legs off the mat. Tap the knees together and release. We're tapping the knees together. Give the inner thighs a little squeeze. Release. Little squeeze. Release. We've got 5. We're waking up that core. 4, and those inner thighs. 3, 2. Last time, we hold those knees back in parallel, hip distance apart. Hover those knees just a few inches away from the mat. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Tap the knees down, untuck the toes, sit back, child's pose, reach the fingertips forward, letting the heart center melt down to the mat, chest open, heavy head. We slowly roll up through the spine, stacking bone by bone. Head is going to be the final thing to come up. So we're going to go ahead and grab that yoga block now. We want to take the yoga block onto the mat, on the right-hand side of the mat, and you want it to be like the long way. So then that way our foot is going to be able to fit nice and comfortably and be nice and supported by that block on the mat. Coming up to standing, we're going to go ahead and take the right foot onto the block, and what we're going to do is we're going to step that left foot back. Now you want to make sure that the feet are hip distance apart, so I like to think like my feet are on train tracks rather than a tightrope. When you're on a tightrope, foot is one in front of the other, really hard to balance. If you think about the feet being in line with your hips, it's easier to keep your hips square, and it's also a lot easier to balance. I'm all about working smarter, not harder, especially when it comes to barre, because it's already hard enough. So you got to find these little things, these little tweaks that give you just a little bit more support. We're going to start by pressing the palms together, shoulders draw back, abs lift, ribs in. We bend that back knee. Heel is always going to stay lifted. Don't let it sink to the mat. Whew. Keep it forward so you got weight evenly distributed between front and back foot. We're going to bend that back knee. We're going to come down into a lunge, and then we come back up to standing. We lunge down, and we come back to standing. We lunge and come on back. So you might be able to explore your range of movement here. If you find you have quite a big range of movement, you might be able to get much lower. You might even be able to tap that knee to the mat. That's your ultimate challenge. However, definitely not a requirement here. We work to our own range of movement. It might be different from someone else's, and that's totally fine. You work with what you've got. 4. We want to make sure that the knees never feel painful, If it does feel painful, just come up a little bit higher. You don't want those knee joints to feel like they're under too much pressure. Last one, we come down. We're just going to take a little pulse down, down, down. We're drawing that back knee down. Keep your chest lifted. As we start to get tired, we tend to sort of hunch forward here. Keep your chest lifted. I like to think shoulders, hip, and that back knee always stay in that alignment. That way I get a little bit more of that thigh focus. 5, 4, 3, 2. Holding it here. Reach those fingertips forward. We work the obliques. We draw the elbow back at that twist and bring it back to center. A little twist, bringing it back to center. You twist to center. We twist to center. We're going to go for 4. Again, you have to use your abs here. 3 to keep you supported, to keep you stable. 2. Last one. We're going to go ahead and flip the palms. We push the back leg. We transfer the weight forward. So I've got about 80% of my weight in this front foot. Shoulders are back. Abs are lifted. My hips now hinge back ever so slightly, but I still maintain this nice big bend in my front leg. Bending the back knee, you reach the fingertips forward. Once again, we push back and forward. I like to think I'm like pushing my hands through water. I have that resistance. Pushing back and forward. Peering over that front toe as well. See how my shoulders go from over the hips to over that front knee. I've got a long diagonal from my head and down to that back heel. 2. Last one. Take it forward. We reach the fingertips all the way up. Shoulders draw away from the ears. Ribs in. Abs tight. We're working the upper back here as well. We tap the foot in. We send it back nice and long. We tap in, we send it back. Notice how I'm still staying bent in those legs. Keep it going. We have 8. We have 7. Take it back. We have 6. Big reach. 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one, we take the leg all the way out. Flip the palms, transfer the weight. We lift up below arabesque. Little pulses up, up, up. Keep it going for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, last 3, last 2, last 1. Hold. 10, 9, maybe get a little lower in that leg. Find your balance. Lift the leg high. Point the toe. 4, 3, last 2, last 1. Stepping back and sink into a lunge. Now you have options to place the back knee down. You also have the option to keep the foot elevated if that feels nice. Otherwise, you can step off that block for the moment. Send the hips back, flex the right toes up to the ceiling, push the hip bones back, find that little shine of the tailbone back. Whew. Deep breath in, deep breath out, maybe sigh it out. Whew. Let go of some of that tension. What you're going to do is you're going to bring the hand to the inside of that foot and bring the knees around. Option here is to place the block underneath your right hand for your press-ups here. This is just going to allow you a deeper range of movement in that right shoulder. However, if it's not for you, get rid of the block. You can do this with your hands on the floor. However, today I'm going to demonstrate with my hand on that block. Option if you want that little bit more of a challenge. So, hands just that little bit wider than shoulder distance. Fingertips are facing forward. My abs are tight. My knees are going to be on the floor today. We're going to bend the elbows. The knees are already bent on the mat, as you can see. We bend the elbows. 3, 2, 1. Nice big push. We've got 3, 2, 1. Big push. 3, 2, 1. Big push. 3, 2, 1. Big push. Keep going. 3, 2, 1. big push, 3. Keep your abs nice and tight. 2 more, 3, 2, 1. Big push, last time, 3, 2. We come up halfway, hold, little push for 10, for 9, for 8, 7, 6. Keep it nice and small. 5, 4, 3, 2, and hold it here. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Push back. Child's pose, rest. If you wish, you can take your fingertips up onto the block and allow your chest to melt down a little bit more. And relax. From here, you're going to roll up through the spine. We're going to swing those feet around. You're going to draw your hips towards your heels. Let's go ahead and break up some of that lower body work with some ab work. So let's go ahead, bring that block in between the inner thighs. Now, if you don't have a block and you still want to feel your inner thighs a little bit more, you can simply squeeze your inner thighs, or if you have a Pilates ball, cushion, anything, you can pop it between those inner thighs here. We're going to go ahead and bring the elbows back onto the mat. Now here, keeping elbows underneath shoulders. Avoid the head coming back here. This is how you might give yourself a sore neck or a bit of a headache. I like to tuck my chin. I know it feels a little bit like you've got short space here, but it's going to feel a lot nicer than back here after a few reps. So tucking the chin, squeezing the inner thighs on that block. We take a little tuck, release, a little tuck, release. So we keep it nice and small. Just a small tuck and release. We have 10, 9, 8, 7. Really pull the pubic bone up towards that block. 5, 4. You get that little rock and roll through the pelvis. 3, 2. Last one, hold the tuck. We point the toes. We lift them up. We're going to take them down 2 inches and up 2 inches. Take it down and up. Take it down and up. So notice here, I'm not just bending my knees. Bending your knees doesn't really get you the same ab burn. You have to think, tuck the tailbone under, those toes go away and come back up. The thighs go, they pull back in. So every time my knees come in, I exhale and I think about getting that little tuck through those lower abs, lifting pubic bone again up to that block. 4, 5, 4, 4, 4, 3, 4, 2, last one, hold it in. Stretching the legs up nice and high, still squeezing the block. We drop the toes. 4, 3, 2, 1. Come on up. 4, 3, 2, 1. If you want to make it harder, you lift those fingertips. 3, 2, 1. 4, 3, 2, 1. Again. 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift up. 4, 3, 2. 2 more times. 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift up. 4, 3, 2. Last time, everyone. 4, 3, 2, 1. Come up. 4, 3, 2, 1. Feet down. Come forward. Give the knees a little hug. Great work. Take your little rock from side to side. Nice deep breaths. If you need a sip of water, now would be the time. Otherwise, grab your block. Let's bring it over to the other side. So taking it over, left-hand side of your mat. I'm now going to face the other way just so you can see what's going on. But by all means, depending on your camera setup or your laptop setup, I should say, you might want to just stay facing the same direction. Just move it over to the left. All right, let's come up to standing. Give those legs a little shake out. And then we go ahead and we take that foot onto our block. Left foot forward this time. Don't do the same leg twice, because that really sucks. You don't want to do that. Your legs will feel very tired, but just on one side. Whew, find your balance. This very much challenges the stability. We're lifting that front leg, we're putting it on a much smaller area, which means you really have to make sure you stay balanced. Hands pressing together, shoulders down, abs zip, tailbone down, back heel stays lifted. We bend 1, 2, we lift for 2. 1, 2, we lift for 2. Bending 1, 2, we lift for 2. Bend 1, 2, we lift. Keep on going, bending 1, 2, we stretch for 2. 1, 2, we stretch for 2. Keep going. Double check where your shoulders are in the space. Maybe bringing your hands to your hips, see if they're nice and square. Tailbone is drawing down. And maybe you're going to explore that range of movement, maybe tapping the knee to the floor and coming back up. One thing I do start to see as people get tired is they start to bring that knee over toe. Whilst that's something that we can do in this particular exercise, we want to make sure that that knee is staying over the ankle as much as possible. Last time we hold it down and we just bring it into a little pulse, down, 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 and down. Shoulders back. Plenty of space between earlobes and shoulders. We breathe in, breathing out for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reaching those hands forward. We find the oblique twist. Left elbow pulls back. We bring it forward. Left elbow pulls. We bring it forward. Left elbow pulls. Bring it forward. Left elbow pulls. Bring it forward. Maybe getting a little lower through those legs. Exhale. Hips stay nice and square. 2. Last time. Bring it forward, flip the palms. We stretch the back leg. Now we incline the chest forward, peering over that big toe. Press through the back knee. My left leg still stays bent. Shoulder blades squeeze back, hands lift. We draw the fingertips forward. Chest goes back, we bend the back knee. Stretch and push, bringing it forward. Put intensity in the arms. Squeeze the triceps, reach the fingertips back, and bringing it forward. We exhale to push, bringing it forward. We exhale to push and bring it forward. That's it. Let's go for 3. Bringing it forward. We have 2. Bringing it forward. Last one. We're going to go ahead and bring those fingertips all the way back. We reach the fingertips forward, shoulder blades pull down away from the ears. Try and keep the biceps in line with the ears. We tap in, we tap it back. Most of my weight stays in that front foot. If we start to transfer the weight back too far, it becomes very difficult to come forward again. So I know that your hamstring is going to be absolutely on fire here. But try and keep about 85 to 90% of your weight in that front leg. We're going to go for 4. Send it back. We have 3. Sending it back. 2. Last one. Flip the palms, push them back, transfer the weight. We lift up. Little pulse, pulse, pulse. Pulse. Now keep those hips nice and square. Keep that left leg bent, shoulders back, chest open, ribs in. There's 100 things to think about, I know. 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, hold, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Stepping back, coming down into a lunge. Remember, options to stay here, options to take the knee down, options to bring your block to the side. Plenty of options for everything. Always an option. Sinking into those hips. Lovely. Send the hips back. Flex the toes up towards the ceiling. Chest is open. Tailbone pushes back. Can definitely feel my heart rate elevated. Even though it's low impact, you still get that nice high heart rate and that intense burn. Bring the hand in, swing the foot around. We're going to go ahead and place the block onto the mat. Placing it underneath the left hand. If you didn't use the block on the first side, don't use it on this side either. Totally fine to go without. Like I said, get rid of the block. Both hands can come underneath the shoulders on your mat for your press-ups. However, if you did it on the first side, go ahead and pop the block underneath that left hand for the second side. Hands underneath the shoulders, or maybe just a little bit wider. We're going to go ahead and shimmy those knees back. We want to keep the hips in line with the shoulders here. So avoid the feeling of pushing back. You want to make sure that it's your heart going down between your hands. Elbows go back on that 45-degree angle. Abs tight so we don't put any of this in our back. 3, 2, 1. Big push. We have 3, 2, 1. Big push. We have 3, 2, 1. Big push. 3, 2, 1. Big push. 3, 2. Big push. 3, 2, 1. Big push. Keep going. 3, 2, 1. Big push. 3, 2. 2 more times. Let's go. 3, 2, 1. Big push. Last time. 3, 2. We come up halfway. Little pushes for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold it here. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. You got it. 4, 3, 2, 1. Pushing back. Relax. Deep breath in and out. Slowly rolling up through the spine. Last little push here. Swinging those feet around for me. We're going to go ahead, grab a hold of this weight, not weight, block, that's what it is. Rolling down onto the back. We're going to go ahead and take it up over the chest like so. I'm going to take out my clip actually so that I don't hurt my neck. So yeah, if you've got a clip or anything behind the back of your head, just go ahead and move it to one side. We're going to go ahead, take this block over the shoulders. We're going to bring the legs up to tabletop position to start. So knees are hip distance apart. Careful those knees don't start to creep into the elbows. You want to make sure that you have that line from your shoulders and from your knees to your hips. Starting with just a really simple toe tap, we take the toe down and bring it back up. We take it down and bring it back up. We take it down and up. We take it down and up. Keep going down and up. Now, we want to make sure that we are taking our time on the way up. I always see lots of beautiful lowering and then come back up, because that's the hard bit, but we want to indulge in that more challenging lift. Taking it down and up. We're going to go ahead on this next one, start to extend the arms and the leg. So take it away, ribs stay in and come back. So the block is not going to touch the floor. You want to be careful of the ribs lifting. Keep your ribs down, squeeze underneath the armpits, taking it away and bring it back up. So purely with just that intensity of the squeeze and tension through pulling my ribs down, I'm already starting to get that little tremble in my abs. Extend and up. We're going to go for 2 more, then we're going to add on. Last one. This time, what you're going to do is you're going to extend the arm and the leg away. And as you exhale, you're going to go ahead and twist to the side coming up. So I extended my left leg and then I twist to the right. Then I take it all the way out, other side, right leg extended, and then I twist to the left. So a little bit of a coordination moment for you. Extend legs and left leg. Exhale to the right. Other side, right leg away. And then we crunch to the left. Taking it away. Exhale to lift. Take it away. Exhale to lift. 2 more away. Exhale to lift. Last time, exhale. Lift up and relax down for a moment. Bringing the block to the shins. Go ahead and compress those knees in. Maybe a little rock from side to side. Just letting the pelvis massage onto the floor. Little circles, anything like that. Last 8 repetitions here. You're going to leave your head, neck, and shoulders on the floor. We're going to leave that block on the shins, bringing it back to tabletop position. Squeezing inner thighs together, the block stays parallel to the floor. If you'd like to, you can flex those feet. We're going to keep a neutral spine, so try not to overly tuck the tailbone. We keep that little neutral spine, but the ribs stay in. From here, you're going to push those heels away. Maybe go full extension. Then bring it back in. We go ahead, we push away. And back in. You have 6 more. Exhale to push. Bring it back in. Exhale. And back in. Careful the knees don't collapse. Keep them over the hips. We have 4. Extend. We have 3. Bring it in just to here. We have 2. Last one, you're going to hold it out. If you want, you come up into that little crunch. Hold 10, 9, 8, maybe point toes. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Pull the knees in. Bring the feet down. Bring that block to the side. You can take a little rock and roll through those hips. One side to the other. And just let those hips sway. Go ahead and take the knees back into the chest. Grab behind the backs of the thighs. Little tuck and roll up to seated. We go ahead and stretch the legs out in front. Take a deep breath in, reaching hands high, and exhale, forward fold to those toes. We slowly, gently roll up through the spine here. Roll the shoulders up and back. Let's go ahead and swing those feet around. I'm going to face towards this way because the sunshine's starting to come out. We've had just a little shower this afternoon here in France. Relax shoulders down. Take the hands back behind you, just one. We take one forward and we lift the hips, squeezing the glutes, pushing the hips forward, stretching out the fronts of the hip flexors, the quads. And then sit back down, other side, fingertips back, reach forward, lift hips up. And send it back down, very good. Coming onto a kneeling position or maybe cross-legged if that feels better for you, completely optional, whatever you feel most comfortable with. We're just gonna bring the hands to the tops of the thighs, rolling the shoulders up and back. For 3, for 2, and 1, taking it up and forward the other way. We have 3, we have 2, and last one. Rolling the head around to the right, nice and slow. And then we take it to the left. You're going to bring your head back to center. Flipping the palms, taking a deep breath in, reach hands high, hands to prayer, and then exhale, hands to heart. Thank you so much for joining me for today's Barre and Sculpt session, and I hope to see you again very soon. Bye.